Well, no, that's interesting when you mention that because the last time I was in Takarati, there's a gentleman there that owns. Yes. Oh, so you know who I'm talking
Dr.
about?
D.
That has the clinic.
My man.
Okay. And he was basically telling diasporans on why they should come to Takarati. He's like, you all are sitting there stuck in a car, but you're missing the gym here in Takarati. So it's funny, and you know
That's
him.
my guy. That's
Wow.
my guy.
Wow.
That's his. That's my brother's like one
Colleague.
of his best friend. Yes.
Yes.
Colleague and best friend.
Yes.
They went to school the same time. They graduated at
Wow.
the same time.
I mean, he
You know?
relishes about Takarati.
Yes. He always.
My colleague and I met him.
Yes.
He happened to be having dinner at the hotel where we were staying.
Okay.
And it's like, but
Good
since
guy,
then,
good guy.
yes, and
Good
he's
guy.
made videos with other folks on YouTube
Yes.
about coming to Takarati. And so when you mentioned that your brother had been these
out
different
there.
clinics and all
Yes.
that, I said, okay, let me ask him if you know about this guy.
Dr.
Wow.
D. Dreadlocks.
Small world.
Yes.
Small world.
That's my guy.
Small
That's my
world.
guy. He's from Atlanta.
Okay. He never said where he was from, but again, he was
Yeah.
saying diasporans that seem to want to converge on Accra and Greater Accra.
Yes.
And I said to him, I agree with you in that there's other gyms outside of the Accra
Yes,
area.
yes.
But people tend to, when you leave the West, they want to converge on what they call a central business district,
Yes.
a CBD.
Yes.
And so they'll stay whether it's congested or not.
Yes, yes.
And one thing about Accra, city planning is important. People don't realize that is a real skill.
Oh yeah.
As the population growth
Grows.
spirals out of control, you have to have infrastructure, roads, etc., that can accommodate that
Yes.
what we call urban sprawl and the rest. And so, but you don't have that in Takarati. You don't have it there. So I mean, he was, and I said he was really just relishing in
Yes.
and talking about.
He loves it out there.
Yes.
He loves the beach.
Yes.
He's always
yes.
on the beach.
Yes.
He's like, Drew, you know how many years he's been saying come? And I'll be like, I'm coming next week, next month.
See, he playing. No, seriously, you have to go and see.
I need to.
The beaches, to me, as I was telling my sister here, the beaches are better.
I can't wait to go.
They're cleaner because I don't know if it's truly because they back up into Cote d'Ivoire, but that whole port of Guinea.
I need to go.
To me, the beaches are just better.
I can't have her
I'm biased in that,
doing
in
all
that
of that
regard.
stuff. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yes.
Enjoying Ghana, and
Yes.
I'm here for 5 years.
Yes.
Hey, that's not
Enjoy-
right.
Come on,
Just
you
working.
have to go about. Okay, so
right.
let me ask you this
Working.
then, Drew. You've been here for 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
Have you been to Tamale?
Never. I've been to Accra.
That don't count. You flew into Accra. So stop the madness.
Okay, so I'm stuck.
Okay, you flew into Accra. That don't even count. Okay.
I need to.
So the
need to
next
go to
time we
Castle,
see you,
Elmina. I
the
need to.
challenge the challenge for you is to visit more places in Ghana.
Yes, and then the other challenge is to have good workers
Yes.
who are serious, honest, and can hold it down.
See, no. We understand because my sister and I we have been talking about constructing a school with certifications in customer service. And then we would go to the local businesses and do some things so that we can teach them about why customer service is important. Not only to a person from
Great.
outside, but locals as well because they want good service.
Great idea.
Yes.
Excellent idea.
Because we've been to other, as I said, other local Ghanaian businesses as well, and we know that is a struggle for the big. Yes.
They have schools, you know, but guess what? They're not teaching them anything.
You know, we don't want to take the people's money and not give them something.
You should
We want
see
to
the
certify
difference.
them and say, hey, Drew,
Yes.
these candidates have
Yes.
come through this extensive
Yes.
training.
Yes.
We feel they're viable
Yes.
for your business model.
Yes.
Select which ones you want to interview.
Yes.
Go from there.
Excellent idea.
Part of it comes from, and she will attest to it as well, we were talking about being able to think outside of a
The
box.
box. Yes.
Basically how we as adolescents go into adulthood in the West, and we're taught to maneuver defensively, whether it's on the road or dealing with people. And it's not necessarily that the customer is always right. You have to know how to talk and deal with
Amen.
people, especially
Amen.
me because I'm a stone cold fool. She'll tell you. See, I know who I am. I don't even lie
I
about
do
it.
too.
I agree to who I am.
We,
Yes, but you have to be able to deal with certain personalities, unfettered and without getting
Yes.
angry,
Yes.
and basically stifling your repeat customer.
Yes.
Because it's a loss to your revenue.
Of course,
it's a loss
of
to their
course.
pockets for their
We can't
salary.
lose them.
Exactly. It doesn't mean that you're saying that the customer is always
No.
right, but how do you deal with that
You have
customer?
you have to be able to pacify certain situations.
Yes.
I use love and smile,
Yes.
you know, and guile, you know, when I deal with some of these people.
Yes.
I would say some of these fools, but
No, we got you. We got you. No. Well, that's fools worldwide. I mean, it don't stop in America. It don't stop in Canada. I mean, it's worldwide.
and this is what I remind them of. When I'm talking to my brothers and sisters, I say, listen, it's not an African thing.
No.
It's an everybody thing.
Yes.
Right? If I take you to any country in the world, you have the same issues.
Yes.
But the level, the scale is
Yes.
different.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yes.
Okay?
No. I agree with you.
The scale is different. You have stupid people in India and China
Everywhere.
and America. In Atlanta, listen, in New York, some of the people, they drive ridiculously crazy in New York.
Yes.
People
They-
pride
She talks about it all the
themselves on
time.
being ignorant in New York, though. I'm from New York. That's a prime example of what people do to justify their ignorance.
Exactly.
Yes.
I love New York, but
I love
people
it.
get me vexed with that attitude. So
Yes.
it's everywhere.
But
It's everywhere.
but what I would say to you, Drew, in terms of you being a Jamaican and an indigenous Jamaican, what you will find in the North, just because culturally for you and how you grew up with herbs and medicinal uses of these herbs and how to heal yourself, you will find that up north. I think you will see home in that as
My
well.
friends have said that. They've
See?
told me about a place called Ho.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, Ho is Volta.
Yeah,
Ho is
so-
Ho is
Volta.
Volta.
Yeah.
But
Where's
Dagbone
North?
is
Where's North?
Tamale.
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 And we have my brother's girlfriend. She works at an airport in Tamale.
Okay, we may have seen her. We may have
she
seen her.
runs
We may have seen her. We
Skinny
were
girl.
just in Tamale.
Skinny girl. I think she's the manager.
Really?
Yeah.
There is an energy there that
Small
is
world.
like
You know?
something in Tamale. That's
Yeah.
So-
And I'm just saying, as an
Yes.
as an indigenous Jamaican, you
Yeah.
may find solace there,
Yes.
just because how you grew up culturally.
Yes.
It may be a place
I need
that
to visit.
you find reminiscent of home,
Yes.
if you
Yes.
will. And so all of that.
I'm coming. Okay.
Um,
Yes.
So do make a point to visit other areas.
I know.
Just do your best.
I know. I should.
I'm not saying you can be gone. I mean, because you're running a business, you can be
Yes.
gone for 5 and 6 days at a time until you get your ship running smoothly.
just
But
a couple of days.
yeah,
I need to just close my eyes and say, you know what? Yo, my brother.
Yes.
You take over.
yes.
I'll be out for 3-4 days.
Yes, and check it out.
And when I get frustrated, I get miserable. When I
See,
get tired, I get
yes.
miserable. I go into my shell. I don't want to talk to
The
nobody.
energy is different there.
Yes, yes. And I'm feeling that recently.
No,
Where I need to go
Get away,
somewhere.
yeah.
Just leave here.
It's called a reset thing. He's talking about a reset. He's talking about a reset. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
I'm telling you, honestly.
Because even as I said, my experience in Tamale is different from my experience. I'm sorry, in Takarati is different from my experience in Accra. So again, you being a indigenous Jamaican, I think that you will enjoy yourself
Yes.
in either. But just on the strength of medicinal herbs and traditional medicine and how you grew up, I think that you will find that place to be wonderful.
I have this story I tell every time. I said, growing up, my grandmother would give us tea, bush tea for everything.
Everything.
You get a cut? Hold on, son.
Hold on, please. Hold on.
Your head hurt.
Yes.
I got you. You know?
Yes. Yes.
Your belly
Everything.
hurt.
Everything.
Everything. Bush
Yes.
tea, bush tea, bush tea, bush tea.
Yes.
And that woman would never. We couldn't give her a kerosene oil stove.
Oh,
we
wow.
forget gas. She don't want any electricity.
Yes.
Really? Was she cook on the coal pot?
Which go wooden.
The wood.
Wood whatever. She
Really?
dug a hole in the bank. In
Yes.
the kitchen.
And cooked over
That's,
that.
that was her stove.
How we saw over at in Tamale.
Right? So
Yes.
I was telling folks here, and she was fair skinned, like a little lighter than you.
Okay.
And I was telling folks here, and they said, I think she's fancy. And some said, maybe she's heroin. You know? Because some of the stuff she did in Christmas time, walking on the bamboo, the stick, and dressing up in some crazy stuff.
Yes.
Mask, you know when you have carnival and you do
Yes, yes.
Masquerade, yeah.
masquerade.
Really?
Yes, she used to do it. This woman used to do it, and she always had a parable to tell. Always had a parable. Always telling you, be careful of the company you keep. The higher the monkey climb.
No, it's true. Yes.
Seriously, you
She's
know.
a wise woman.
Yes. So
Yes.
so we grew up like that. You know, we were like middle class Jamaican.
Okay, okay.
So I was never in the bushes unless I go look for mangoes. Right? We were never farmers.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
Or we had animals or something
Yes,
like that.
yes.
So we were in church, school, church, school, church, school.
Wow.
That was our life. You know,
Yes.
and then I played a lot of sports in primary high school. Right? So I was more out there than my siblings. You know? But that's how we grew up. And that's why I